Hey, welcome back to another episode of Paint Society, and thanks for joining me on this episode. My name is Brian, and well, this is a channel where we get right down to business and I teach you how to paint your car at home or in a professional environment. Today we're going to break some of the rules on this car using some brand new paint guns. So let's take a look at what we got here and inside the booth. And well, you can see right there, it is a used car, so I like to test out new guns to me on used cars. Not that they don't matter, but well, there is no owner. How are we breaking the rules here? Well, this is a little bit tight. This is supposed to be blended into this rear door. Standard manufacturer refinish procedure is anything this close, especially on a metallic, needs to be blended for a perfect color match. This is a little bit questionable, but what we did on this job, just to show you, is we prepared a small scratch in here and we primered it. And now we took all the other precautions, took the tail lamp out, took the bumper off. We did tape the window. Sometimes on these used cars, obviously, there's the small margin and want to save as much money as possible, which is why there is no blend. Now, if this was all the way here, I would take one for the team and I would most likely just blend that door. But I think we can get away with it. Let me show you the guns that we're going to use to do it. Now, what's so cool about Paint Society is we can try so many different guns and not limit it to our just regular DeVilbiss, Iwata, Sada type of gun. This company is, well, pronounced Meiji. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this is finer core. Now, these are available in America, and I'll link the website down below. And we're going to give them a try. Now, the thing with these guns is they are priced to compete with Sada, Iwata, and DeVilbiss. So you'll find them between the $350, $400 price range, in or around there. Now, they sent over two different types. They sent over an HVLP and they sent over an LVMP, okay? So HVLP meaning high volume, low pressure, and LVMP, low volume, medium pressure. Never used that before, but they're telling me it's common in the Asian market. So let's take a look at the guns. With both guns, I did request a 1.3. Now you can change that as well. They have the LVMP, which is right here, in the HVLP. Looks very similar. Both very, very light. Now, when I'm going to buy a gun and I'm spending around $300 to $400, I want to make sure they perform well and they're durable. They're going to last me a good amount of time. So we're going to take the LVMP in first to the booth because we're going to use that for our base coat. Now, I do have the PPS adapter, but it does come with the cup as well, and that will work just fine. So let's head into the booth and I'm going to show you how to use this gun and hopefully pull off a really nice repair. We're all set up. We want to make sure that this knob is completely wound out. That's your air control knob. We want to make sure that we're having all the air going in through our gun body. I went ahead and put a regulator on there and we are dialed in. Let me show you what we're going to be doing on this repair. I really need to contain my color, so I'm going to try to start spraying in this fashion, okay? Trying to keep the color away. And well, we might need to show you a little bit of a trick if our color goes too far. I'm not going to worry about any wet base or wet blend or blending additive or any of that. I have extra slow reducer in my mixture of paint that's going to really help smooth out. We're ready to spray. All right, first coat went down. We're going to let this flash. We don't have a whole lot of coverage, and that's not a bad thing, all right? I can definitely tell there's not a lot of fluid coming out here, which I kind of prefer right now because I kind of want to keep this contained. If I have a whole bunch of overspray, there goes my blend. Remember, if you have a paint booth or any setup on your garage, see my exhaust is pulling all the overspray towards the back. I don't want to pull my overspray towards the front. If I pull it towards the front, there goes my whole entire blend. It's going to be dragged out over the front door area, and we're not painting that. The bumper I'm not too concerned about. They never really match anyways. Allow this to flash, and just that moment we were talking, you can see that kind of dulled out. Guys, once it's dull, this is a good indication that it's ready for a second coat, and it's just moments later. Yeah, the booth does help out with that. Let's go ahead and give it a second coat. All right. We can see it does not match too good yet because the paint needs to dry. It almost looks a little bit purple. As that paint dries, what will happen is you'll start to get the true color. Now, we did do a spray out of it and it did match very well. But remember, if we can blend, we can make these two colors look good, but we're gonna run out of space easily. So we're breaking the rules a little bit. If I had this whole door to paint, then I could take my color, I would paint this whole entire quarter and then just lose it in the door. Let's allow this to flash off for the time being, and then we'll come back and take a look at what it looks like. Okay, so just a side note, just came out of the booth. What do I think so far of the gun? It doesn't put a lot of fluid on, but I actually need it for this job. Here's the reason why. If I had, let's say, one of the big hogs, one of those big guns, all right? Segola, amazing gun, really does well, all right? Even Iwata, huge fan, and that can be dialed in, but I would kind of be working against myself. See, there is a reason why you use a gun for every particular job. Now here's the thing, when we get to clear, is it going to be able to handle that large of a quarter panel and all the way up towards the A pillar? I'm interested to see how the HVLP works, but this whole LVMP, which is available in our market today, is kind of new to me, and I'm not the most knowledgeable about it. So I know I got a lot of guys in the, a lot of my subscribers that have a lot of great knowledge, and I want you to drop the knowledge in the comments so I can learn from you, because this is Paint Society. Paint Society is a community about learning. Let's hop back in that booth and see what we got. All right, how do you think that looks? Horrible! That's not the right color at all. I can blend this all I want. At the end of the day, it is not the right color. So what do I need to do from here? Here's where you really need your tools and your knowledge. I went deeper into the system. I found another color. We're gonna mix it up. Even though my spray out looks really good, sometimes on the car, it can look totally off. All right, we're locked and loaded with our new color. Just did a spray out card, it looks good. What does that mean though? Let's go ahead and take a look. We're gonna do the same thing. We can put our paint right over the old paint. No need to sand that. Not perfect, but definitely looking better. We don't have that much room. You can see this area is untouched clear coat, all right? This area still matches this area. If I bring this color here, it doesn't match. So many people say, well, you use the paint coat, it should match. No, there's so many variables, so many variances. Just by pulling this trigger at different pressures, it's gonna spray different colors, okay? We're gonna allow this to flash a little bit, and then we'll take a look again. Better, not great, right? Color's decent. It's a little bit off, but it's not perfect, but it's gonna blend. Here's your problem. This is the problem you're gonna run into. We don't have much room. See this right here? The difference is the metallics at the end are gonna land dry. When they land dry, they reflect differently. Now, obviously, the paint booth lights are making this look a lot worse on camera than it is in person. Nonetheless, let me show you how to start to lose this and the technique I'm gonna use using these guns to hopefully land me a decent blend in this area. Pay attention, school's in session. There's no exact match. First off, I have my color. All right, gonna put that in there. And I'm not like a mad calculated guy. I kind of just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, that's some color. My color's a little bit too light, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of black from the toner, just a little bit. All right, then we use like a clear base. You can get blending additive. I like to use this on my last coat. I'm gonna almost double it up, okay? What this is gonna do is keep those metallics wet. Then I'm gonna come over here to my extra slow reducer, all right? and I'm gonna put a lot more in, almost like 50% of the mix, which won't seem like much, but that's about 50%, okay? So I've just made this very translucent. In effect, should be able to lose that halo edge. Let's go find out. Now I would like to demonstrate first the difference between the two mixtures. This is straight up base. You can see how that covers, right? Fairly decent. This is Paint Society concoction. Okay, you can barely see this one. You can really see this one. All right, that's what we're talking about, losing the color. Now, obviously, it'd be better if it was on a white piece of paper, but you guys kind of get the idea. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna kind of keep it in this area and start to lose that blend. Guys, we're gonna do our best to keep it away from here. We might get a little bit close to here, but remember, it's really thin. So you're still gonna have that color underneath matching the rear door.
As you can see here, the blend is starting to go away. It's starting to transition. However, you can still see a little difference in the middle of that quarter panel. So I'm taking out the reinforcements. I'm using blending additive clear base. I'm going to link this in the description, okay? And what this is going to do is it's going to keep the panel wet. So then right away, I'm taking this reduced base coat and I'm blending into it. It's like throwing sand into the ocean. It's gonna melt away, and that's really gonna keep things nice and wet. And you can see it now before it dries. You can see that the transition is so much better than it was before. And since it's so thinned out, we don't have to worry about this area. It has no paint on it, so we know that the quarter panel is gonna match the door. So you want to make sure you check it with the sun gun or the Astro Sunlight. And I noticed towards the bottom here, there was a little bit of a transition. So I put a little bit more base reduced just to make sure you wouldn't be able to see it. Now that it was time for clear coat, we wanted to put this HVLP to the test. So far I was pretty impressed, but I wanted to see how well can it handle clear coat. So we're going to spray it in and around 25 PSI, and that's a good starting point. You can always adjust here and there, and you want to be like a robot with about a 75% overlap. Keep it as parallel to the panel as possible, and you always watch it from the side. You never watch it from head on. And we'll take the paint all the way to the A-pillar so we don't have any breaks in the paint. Now, a good indication to see if you have a good blend is run a tack rag over it. If it's nice and smooth like it is here, you know you're not going to be able to see your blend. But if it gets stuck up and it's kind of sandy right in the middle, then you'll be able to know that, hey, maybe you're going to see your blend. Well, this clear coat gun really did impress me. You can see that it's actually pretty quick, and this is in real time, not sped up. You can see how well it atomizes the clear with little to no effort. Now, it doesn't have the world's biggest fan, but I'm okay with that because there's a little bit more control. So where I'm putting the paint is exactly where it's going. We don't have that wide overspray of a fan kind of going all over the place. It's more of a concentrated fan pattern, which is something I'm a fan of because I want to see the paint go on and know I can move on to the next area. And it covered very, very well. Now, this is actually in real time showing you what it looks like. Now, obviously, clear and clear looks amazing, but if we come over to where the base blend was, it's very smooth as well. So very impressed with the makeup of the gun and the atomization that was put behind the gun.
Second coat is all ready to spray down. Let's go ahead.
Laying down the second coat is just like the first. I did about 10 minutes in between, allow that solvent to really flash off. And now here what we're doing is we can move a little bit faster since we already got that clear on there. And look at my angle. I'm always watching from the side. I'm never watching from straight behind the gun because I'm looking at what the gun is doing. A lot of you guys struggle with that. You struggle with, what is my gun doing? And then when it's all done, you're like, well, why is auto orange peel? Because you need to spray it and watch it as it's going down. This came out phenomenal. I'm super happy with the way it looks.
Well, I just finished spraying down that second coat of clear, and I gotta say, I've never had this much clear coat left. I'm usually going back to mix up some more, so very cool because there's a lot of paint savings with that HVLP, and it was really easy to spray with. Now, with the price range of this gun, I wouldn't pay a cent more for it, but I would definitely pay the full asking price because it is worth it. Now, there are other top tier guns that you might have a little bit better atomization, but I gotta say, it did everything I needed. Now, I did not take this gun and just use it for a basic solid color full panel painting. I took it and used it on a very tough color in a very small area. Now, a painter is only as good as his tools. Yes, it depends who the painter is, and the experience got me to the point where I could pull off that blend, but with not the proper tool, I'm not gonna be able to make the paint atomize. That is up to the actual gun itself, and that's exactly what we had with our LVMP paint gun, which is pretty cool and new to me. So if you know a lot about that information on that paint gun, if I've ever used one before, go ahead and drop some information in the comments, and we'll love to have that discussion as well. As for this project, we'll go ahead and unmask it and we'll check it out, and I think it's gonna be just fine. If you get yourself in this situation, you can do the blend on the door. It's gonna save yourself a lot of headache, because to pull off that small blend on a metallic like that, it's really tough with all the variances, and I feel your pain if you're new to it. I've been there before where we've had many mess ups, so experience got me to that point. If you want to support the channel, head over to paintsocietystore.com. A lot of awesome merch there. Don't forget our paint.society, our Instagram. A lot of great information there. I make some posts and have some pretty cool discussions along the way. Guys, this is Brian from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. Let's go ahead and check this thing out.